Okay, so Words with Friends is a game that's on the iPhone and Android operating systems, but it's really addictive. The best part about it, and one of the things that makes it most popular, is that you can play at your own pace. You can play a couple words here and there, or you can literally spend the entire day trading words back and forth. The object of the game is just to make words using the letters that the game gives you. But in order to win, there's kind of a lot of strategy on where you place those words and using some of the bonus tiles that are on the board as well. So I'm going to cover some of the things that I like to do or I believe help you to win in Words with Friends. Okay, so this is the board. You got 7 letters at the bottom or blank tiles. And then you see bonus squares that are arranged all around. Double word scores, which would double the entire value of the word. Double letter scores, which would double the value of the letter being played on that square. Triple letter scores, which tripled the value of the square. And then triple word, which obviously triples the entire word. The other bonus that you can pick up in this game is called a bingo, where you can use all 7 of your letters at the same time for one word. It gives you 35 extra points if you can pull that off. So you always want to kind of look down and see what you can make out of the letters that you're currently holding. See if you can pull off a bingo somewhere on the board. It's usually pretty big points. Even if it puts you in a bad position, it's good to play it. Okay, so for me, I like to use the double word score on the left side of the board to get the game started. Obviously, with a 5-letter word, so you get the bonus. But I feel like it helps the board to spread a little bit better throughout the game. If you start too far on the right, you naturally want to make words that read left to right. So you end up kind of just veering towards that side, and it's a little bit harder to get back to the open parts if you start too far there. But I don't know that that's really a strategy or just a personal preference, but it's been my experience. It ends up being a little bit better. So maybe I should just say do whatever you want. Okay, so this I didn't think was the greatest way to start a game. Number one, it's on the right side. Number two, you waste an S right off the beginning. So I started mine with an S as well, but it's more to lure somebody to play on that triple letter score above it, so I can hit the triple word score if they're dumb enough to do that. Okay, so one of the more frustrating things with this game is you're trying to make a comeback or get ahead, and you only have letters that are worth 1 point or 2 points. The trick is to be able to make multiple words with your one play. So if you can find letters that are out there that have a lot of value, but you can make a 2-letter word, you'll get credit for both words, or all 3 words, or all 4 words if you can put it together the right way. So these are examples of being able to make multiple words with one word. There's 4 words right there. Much higher value. 3 words, much higher value. Okay, so the other thing that you can do is you can use bonus tiles both horizontally and vertically. So if you play them correctly, like in this situation, there's a triple letter score that I can use both ways, and it ends up being a sextuple letter score. And if you use it the right way, it's a pretty nasty way to pick up some major points in just one play. So you play Q there, it's 10 points times 6, and you end up with 64 points. Okay, and so that brings me to my next point. You got to know a lot of 2-letter words, especially for the high value letter tiles. So like Z, J, Q, and X. There's some 2-letter words that you can actually use with those letters, and it helps you to just unload them because they're kind of hard to use just in bigger words. So XI, XU, ZA, QI, JO, those are all words that actually qualify as words, and it'll help you to unload those. You definitely don't want to get stuck with those at the end of the game. Another big way to get maximum point values is to combine the bonus spaces. When you play a high letter value tile on a double or triple letter score and then combine it with a double or triple word score, that's really the way to get maximum point values. anytime it looks like you can connect those, you should definitely try to do that. Or if you can't do it, sometimes you should think about playing something that doesn't cripple or waste your turn, but possibly blocks your opponent from doing that on their turn. You'd hate to get stung just because you couldn't take advantage of it. And then in a couple places on the board, you can actually make a quadruple word score by combining the two double word score squares. So strategically speaking, I think the S tile is actually the most valuable tile that you can get. Obviously, it's only worth 1 point. But when you combine it to words that already exist, you can get not only the word that exists, horizontally, and then make another word vertically and get credit for both of those words. So it's definitely strategically the most valuable letter tile that you can get. Because that is possible, you got to be mindful of what other words could be played on the word that you're about to play. You'd hate to have somebody be able to hit a triple word score just because they made your word plural. So you kind of have to think ahead. It's a little bit like chess. Figure out what words could be made off of your words. And again, it's a little bit of defensive play, but a little defense never hurt anybody. Okay, so the last couple things. First of all, swapping tiles. Obviously, that's the last thing you should do, but sometimes you get stuck, so you got to get new tiles and just try and get a fresh look at things. But the thing that drives me nuts is I'll see people swap for 1 or 2 tiles. The reason that you're swapping is because none of your tiles go together. So get rid of them. 5, 7 tiles at a time. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it. The second thing is with resigning. If you're getting smoked by 150 points and there's 5 letters left in the game, just resign. There's no honor that's gained in working through the remaining rest of the game only to find out what you both already knew. Just resign. Rematch it. In the next game, hopefully you'll have implemented the ideas that were outlined in this video a little bit better and you won't be there in the first place. And then the last thing, if you use all of your tiles first, the total value of your opponent's remaining tiles is actually subtracted from their score and added to yours. So I've actually won a lot of pretty close games just by being the first person to get rid of all the tiles. So when it gets down to the end, don't worry so much about point value anymore. Worry about if you can get rid of your tiles first. And just as an aside, one of the things that I like to do with some of the friends that I play with a lot is, until Words with Friends comes up with some sort of statistics that they can implement, we like to keep an overall history. At the beginning of each game, we put down what the record is, 26 to 22, and just kind of keep overall history score. And just makes things interesting, gives you a reason to kind of be playing anymore. So I hope this video helps. If you like it, repost it on your Facebook page or wherever you see fit or whatever. Tell people to watch it. Hopefully it gives you some insight into some strategy and helps you win a few more games. Leave some comments. If there's anything you think I left out, I'll maybe go back and add it a little bit later. But good luck. Look me up if you want to play a game. My name is Ben Olin. Pretty easy.